All right, so I have to tell you this story today. I can hardly contain myself. So I go out there, as you saw. Well, and I say today, again, today's Monday evening as I'm doing this video at 8 o'clock, okay? So Monday morning, wow, Veritasium is trading against Ethereum 3-1. Like steadily in big numbers, 20 Ethereum, 100 Ethereum. Whoa, I mean, some decent orders coming through. So I went out there real quick, like how you do. Guys, check this out, 3-1, oh my gosh. And in the video I said, I felt like I just know 2-1 is going to happen. 1-1, it's a strong possibility too. Very strong, as a matter of fact. So I said, when the Veritasium gets on the first exchange, Polynix, Kraken, whatever, whoever's got it, I'm expecting some serious action. Maybe then we'll see 2-1, right? Well, today it actually hit 2-1, 0.48. When really if you look at the Ether Delta site, it's 0.50, 0.50, zero, in other words, 0.50. That is 2-1 ratio. I saw tons of orders, 0.48, 0.44, 0.45, 0.46, all in that area. So basically, it is absolutely touching 2-1. So I told you guys, there's one house. There is one and only one house that I would be willing to get right now if possible, if the stars lined up, so to speak, right? It was the ultimate dream house of ours. We went and saw it. We made a ridiculously low offer. They didn't even entertain that, even kind of. But we still thought about it, man. Well, and I said, it still might be a possibility if no one buys the thing in a month or 2 or 3 go by and it's still for sale. And the cryptos, Veritasium really makes its move. And when I was saying that, I was like, 4-1, 3-1, we can make this happen. Now, granted, as I said, I'd love to tell you a story one day where I come out here and say, oh my God, I just bought a house, cash money, by selling off my cryptos. That did not happen. But what did just happen was a sizable, large down payment, it's about to be, on that house. So I saw cryptos 3-1 during the day today, as in latter part of the morning, early morning to latter part of the morning, and then late afternoon, like 4, 5, 6 o'clock, somewhere around there, I started seeing that, and that's 0.33. 0.33 is 3-1, okay? 0.36, 0.40, whoa. So I told myself, if and only if this house is a possibility, will I unload some cryptos, namely Veritasium? Because I'll give you a rough number, somewhere between $3,500 and we'll call it $6,000 worth of Veritasium back when it was real cheap. And I've been sitting on them and sitting on them and sitting on them, watching these crazy numbers, 5-1, 4-1, 6, 7-1, and then today, oh my gosh, 3-1, and it ain't just a little one or two off. It's steady 3-1. So I'm talking ultimately to the realtor, looking at this house, and I said, you know what? Not that much time has gone by. It's been 3 weeks since I first talked about this house, maybe a month. You know what? If I sell, I don't have to sell all of them. If I sell, I can get this much of a down payment that would be needed, 10%. I would need 10% down. Okay, got that. I'm sitting there saying to myself, I can make it happen. So then I get an email. And if you sign up on Zillow.com, and you look through houses, you can save your favorites and all that crap. It'll remember that and say, well, hey, that house you looked at, the latest update, the price is still whatever, or the price went up or the price went down, like periodically you'll get these emails. So I get the email today after I did the video telling you guys I'm holding on to for 2 to 1. And the house we want has come down a little bit. And simultaneously, I'm thinking I don't have to make a ridiculous offer now. I can make a reasonable offer, if you will. Again, doing the calculation in my head, how many Veritasium, this, that. I don't have to sell them all. Okay, good. Wow, I could have more than enough for that. Oh my goodness. And again, maybe I didn't calculate that right, because that number in front of my face, that's a nice big number, like real big. Let me, for me anyways. So long story short, again, I had somewhere between $3,500 and $6,000 worth of Veritasium. Listen to me very carefully. Even though I know it's going to be 2 to 1, and that's already a fact now because you saw it today, 2 to 1 later in the day. But when I started liquidating some of my Veritasium, it was hours after I did that video, because I got the notification, contacted the realtor, asked them if they'll, accept this offer. They like the offer. Okay. Let them know that I've got to now liquidate some investments. And the mortgage lender, which is typical, they want to see what they call seasoned monies in checking or savings account, so that when it comes time to close, they need to say, okay, now show us the last 2 months of your bank statements. Okay, well, here's my checking or whatever, mainly the savings in this case, because that's where the money is right now. Savings, here it is, 2 months. Yep, it hasn't moved, it hasn't touched, you haven't added, you haven't taken out. Looks good, we can close. But they need to see 60 days worth, right? And we're in the middle of the month, slightly past the middle of the month. Call it 90 days total closing. So I explained this, let them know that if they're happy with that offer, we are, but it's probably gonna be 90 days before we can get into the house. So he says, all right, I'll let them know. So they bounce back, and offer essentially is accepted, but they don't want the house to be empty for 3 months while they wait. Rightfully so, I can understand, because there could be someone else who comes along and buys the house and is ready to close right away, right? So they said, if you give us a down payment, I'm not going to give exact numbers, but several $1,000s as a down payment, which will go towards the ultimate closing at the end or whatever. But if something comes up in the next 3 months, 90 days when we go to close, and you can't get the house or whatever, kiss the money goodbye. Understandable. And since we don't want to leave the house empty for 3 months, we'd like to rent it to you for the 3 months and then finalize on it and close on it. Okay, that could work too. So we kind of negotiating right now on what's fair rent, this and that, and I'll probably hear more tomorrow. So once I've got that pretty much set in stone, I said, okay, it's at 3 to 1, a little bit more than 3 to 1, or as in less, like 3 point something or 2.9 to 1, 2.8 to 1, all in there. I don't know what my ultimate ratio was, to be honest with you. But I turned, again, somewhere between $3,500 and $6,000 initial investment in Veritasium into $93,000. So the next video I'm going to do is show you specifically what I did. I did go to Ether Delta, because that's the only place you can trade Veritasium. I sent one over from my Ether wallet. I sent one Veritasium over there. Oh, it showed up. Okay, I got that far. Let me place an order. Oh, you got to have Ethereum in the account as well. Bring a couple Ethereum over. Okay, place the order. Oh, there's someone selling, someone who wants to buy some Ethereum. Let me just put an order. Boom, completed. Ethereum came in. Okay, so now I have it. Now let me transfer some out. And I transferred some out. In this case, I went to Gemini.com. I'm here to tell you, Gemini.com was the smoothest, easiest, fastest exchange. I did this at about 3 p.m. Eastern time. I put a portion of that money into my checking and a larger portion of that money into the savings to let it, get seasoned for 2 months. It's sitting there. Now I just have to wait, essentially. And there's an option, wire transfer out. That's the one you're going to want to use, both bringing money into there if you need to, or taking money out, wire transfer. So I do the wire transfer, and it says all's good. Do you want to put in the checking or save? Oh, I'll do checking on that one. Do another one. Savings on that one. Okay, good. Checking and savings done. So a few hours go by. That was around 3 o'clock. Two more hours. I'm leaving work to come home. 6, 7 o'clock. Just out of curiosity. What's this? Email comes in. Your funds, something should be there. What? Nah. No way. Log into my bank account. Evelyn, come here. What? I'm going to show you something. Close your eyes. I did this. I actually did this. Close your eyes. I brought her right over here to this chair. Sit down. Let me scoot you in. All right, open your eyes. And there's our bank account with the checking and the savings with this fat number. And again, I'm just a regular old middle-class guy. I normally don't see tens of thousands of dollars in my bank account. I don't. And there's $93K that just got pulled in combined, checking and savings from that transfer I did. And when I was doing the trades at my desk, it didn't even take long at all. I was actually sick to my stomach. I was starting to feel a little bit sick to my stomach, like nervous, like super nervous sick. And I'm thinking again, because I'm calculating that there's no way this is real. There's no way I spent a few $1,000s just a month ago. And it's now netted me, or would that be gross or net? $90,000, $93K to be quite honest with you, to be straight up with you. Nah. And I'm sitting there at my desk like, kind of shaking a little bit, like, that can't happen. You can't take $4,000 or $5,000, $6,000 and flip it like that in less than a month into a freaking cryptocurrency that's only on one exchange, that's not a well-known exchange. Take those Ethereum that it just gave you, send those to Gemini, send, done. And then get home later that day, just a few hours later, it's already in your effing account, you bozo. That would have never been that smooth on Coinbase or Kraken. Let me just tell you. And we haven't seen this massive volume of anything yet, right? Which is why I got right in there on Gemini, put a bunch of limit orders, 10, 20, or not that low. I was doing like 50, 40, 60 limit orders, which means I'm only accepting this price. And partial order filled. Okay. Price came down a hair. Oh, all right. Back up. Place another order. I was selling out at around $355 for Ethereum today. And honestly, I think it was somewhere around 270 or 271 Ethereum that I got unloading the Veritasium. I still have some Veritasium. I still have a number of Ethereum. Oh my gosh, I still have several Bitcoin. And oh my gosh, I've got 90 effing dollars, $90,000 staring me in the face. It's real. It's real. It's not fake. So all of the haters, all of the crypto haters, if this, again, and I still have to wait to make sure this house deal is going to go through, because what happens if from now till before we even get going, before I can even give them the deposit they asked for, it's not, something happens, they can't do whatever. Then what? Come on. Hold on. What is this? One sec. One sec. This is the realtor. Talk about the stars lining up and things always lining up, right? Stand by. I'm wheeling and dealing right now. Bill O'Reilly. F it, I'll do it live. I'll text and I'll write and I'll do it live. Let me just lower that down to vibrato. So anyways, yeah, there's $90,000 sitting in there in 30 days. Do you know how many decades it takes for the stock market, even the most beautiful stocks, to move like that? Again, I talked the other day about Microsoft and some of these other ones. It takes many, 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 many years, if not, again, decades. So, anywho, I'm thinking of doing a video to show you how to sell some of your Veritasium if you want to get out now. Again, I'm only doing this because this opportunity came up. If the opportunity had not come up, I'd be holding off on all my Veritasium. I wouldn't have even sold one today. Even as I saw it inching towards 2 to 1, oh, that's my sweet spot. Only because I've got a sneaky suspicion we ain't seen nothing yet until that baby gets listed on a real big exchange like Pollinix or Kraken, like I've been talking about. So the dream house may just be becoming a flipping reality. It just may. So we're going to see how all that goes, etc. And I'll kind of keep you up to date on that, but I think I want to show you how to do a transaction from my Ether wallet to Veritasium, the Ether Delta site where you can sell the Veritasium, and then from there to send it to, for example, Gemini. That would be a good video. You're going to want to hang on to that one because that's what you're going to be doing ultimately. And even if you don't have Veritasium and you want to just get rid of your Ethereum or Bitcoin or whatever, in that case, you're still going to be sending it over there. I highly recommend that exchange above all. It was fantastic how smooth and fast it went. So I think I'm going to do that video next. Take care.